Okay, so we are reading from chapter 9, text 3. Shraddadana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Those who are not faithful, Shraddadana, in this devotion service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Very important verse. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. Faith is created by association with the devotees. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. They are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. This is important. So we also have to reflect in terms of our extent of faith, the extent of faith that we have in Krishna. Thus, faith is the most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that faith is the complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. This is called real faith. Srimad Bhagavatam. Yatha taror moola nishechanena tripyanti tat skanda bhujopashakaha pranopaharat chayatendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanam achyutejya. By giving water to the root of a tree, one satisfies its branches, twigs and leaves. And by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the senses of the body. Similarly, by engaging in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, one automatically satisfies all the demigods and all other living entities. Therefore, after reading Bhagavad Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. If one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith. And always we should remember this. When we hear statements like this, one should give up all other engagements. Sarvadharman parityaja. Still we have, till we are able to engage 24 hours in devotional service, we have other responsibilities to take care of. And that means that our heart and mind is not fully in Krishna. That time we should not give up our responsibilities. When we make further progress, then also generally we are not advised to give up responsibility. Even if somebody doesn't want to work, etc., they still need to take care of their family. That responsibility will continue. Not like they will give up that. So only when we achieve such a level of perfection that we are first not worried about our own care or our own maintenance, where we are really not bothered whether we have something to eat, not to eat, to not eat, or whether we have shelter. When we reach that kind of exalted absorption in Krishna, then we can give up all other engagements. Till then, we have to take care of our responsibilities somehow. However we take care, it's up to us, but we have to take care. Now, the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. So this is very important. Development of Krishna consciousness means that our faith in Krishna is increasing day by day. There are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. In the third class are those who have no faith. Even if they are officially engaged in devotion service, they cannot achieve the highest perfection on stage. Most probably, they will slip after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. We have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive, and as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take to their old ways again. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. Again, Prabhupada is saying, as far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness. And the second class are those who are not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna is the best course, and so in good faith have taken it up. Thus they are superior to third class who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. By association and simplicity. The third class person in Krishna consciousness may fall down, but when one is in the second class, he does not fall down. And for the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the result at the end. As far as the third class person in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good, he has not yet gained adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these third class persons in Krishna consciousness have some tendency toward karma yoga and gnana yoga, and sometimes they're disturbed. But as soon as the infection of karma yoga or gnana yoga is vanquished, they become second class or first class persons in Krishna consciousness. Faith in Krishna is also divided into three stages. First class attachment, second class attachment, and third class attachment are also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. Those who have no faith even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotion service, who think that it is simply eulogy means simple praise, find the path very difficult, even if they are supposedly engaged in devotion service. For them, there is very little hope of gaining perfection. Thus, faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. So basically, three classes: neophyte, first class, Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari. Least faith, firm faith, unquestionable faith. So least faith, neophyte, firm faith, Madhyama, unquestionable faith is Uttama. So faith has to keep on increasing. How do we know whether faith is increasing? By surrendering more and more to Krishna, by engaging more and more in his service, by becoming more and more detached from this material world or sense gratification. So by that we can understand if we are increasing our faith. Because increasing faith means that engaging more and more in devotional service. So this is very important, which is why, I had said previously that we all have to keep tracking, monitoring how much time are we giving for Krishna? Is it increasing? Is it more than yesterday? Is it less than yesterday? It is same as yesterday. If it is same as yesterday, we have not made any progress. If it is less than yesterday, we have fallen. If it is more than yesterday, which is good, which means that we want more. So this is Krishna consciousness means increase in faith. So this is very important. And this is a big topic actually, this whole faith. Faith also means I'm firmly convinced that whatever is happening in our life is Krishna's mercy. Not questioning things that are happening in our life, not becoming impatient, being respectful of all, I mean, literally every aspect of Krishna consciousness, which theoretically we have understood, practically applying it, he indicates faith. So we've heard so many things, but initially we don't apply. We can't apply. We are not able to apply. And slowly and steadily we keep applying different instructions that Krishna has given. That is because of faith. So like this, we have to keep on going further. So that is what this whole verse is saying. So who are not faithful cannot attain me, which means not faithful as in who are not fully faithful. Even if we have faith, we will not attain Krishna immediately. It depends on how fast our faith increases. So faith all along. Okay, I'm moving to the next verse. 9.4. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagaddavyakthamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, Maya tatamidam sarvam, tatam, pervaded, avyaktamurtina, unmanifested form. There is the entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Na cha aham teshu avastitaha. I am not situated in them. But they are all situated in me. Matsthani, in me. Sarvabhutani. All the living entities are in me, but I am not situated in them. Though I am all pervading. Krishna is telling this because when, suppose say you put sugar in water or milk or whatever and you stir it, it gets dissolved. That means that it is in the milk. But Krishna is saying, I am not in the milk. This is possible only with Krishna. He is the sugar in milk, but he is not in the milk. Achintya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not perceivable through the gross material senses. It is said, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Navavet Grahyam Indriyahi Sevan Mukhehi Jivado Swayam Eva Spuratyada. Lord Shri Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, etc. cannot be understood by material senses. Only to one who is engaged in pure devotional service under proper guidance is he revealed. So this whole process of bhakti is a process of revelation. It's not a process of accomplishing anything, achieving. It's not a process of achievement. It is a process of begging. It's a process of being gifted, being blessed, not a process of capability. It's very important, completely opposite to the whole material world. So it will get revealed to whom? To one who is engaged in pure devotional service. Again, pure devotional service. And under proper guidance. Because if you don't have proper guidance, again, we will lose track. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Preman janachurita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. One can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, always within himself and outside himself, if one has developed the transcendental loving attitude towards him. At the highest stage, literally we will see Krishna. At the intermediate stage, Brahmabhuta, we will see Paramatma. And in the, just before that, we will see ourselves, the Atma. So seeing the Atma, seeing the Paramatma, seeing the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Vilokayanti. Thus for people in general, he is not visible. Here it is said that although he is all pervading, everywhere present, is not conceivable by the material senses. Conceivable means they cannot understand, they cannot grasp, they cannot perceive. This is indicated here by the word Abhyakta Murtina, but actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him, as we have discussed in the 7th chapter. The entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of his two different energies, superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over creation. And everything is resting in that energy, but not in him. But Prabhupada is also saying here, everything is resting in him. But Krishna is saying, I am not in them, but they are in me. Yet one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To refute such an argument, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof, separate. For example, a king heads a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. Similarly, all the manifestations that we see and everything that exists both in this material world and the spiritual world are resting on the energy of the Supreme Lord. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies. And as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Ishtabhyaham idam kritsnam, is present everywhere by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies. So his different energies are also personal representation. Still I am aloof. Just like the king is not present in every department personally. So that means aloof means I am not there, but my energy is there. I am not in them, but my energy is in them. And Krishna is also Udasinavat. He's as if disinterested, disconnected with this material world, because he's not really interested in this material world. He's interested only to the extent of his interest in his devotees in the material world. Otherwise, really, he has no real, he's not really interested in this material world. Okay. 9.5. Nacha matstani bhutani pashyame yogam aishwaram bhuta nacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. He just now said previous verse, he says everything rests in me, but I am not in them. Now he's saying yet everything that is created does not rest in me. So behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. The Lord says that everything is resting on him. Matstani sarvabhutani. This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the manifestation sustenance of this material manifestation. Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding globe on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. He says that although everything is resting on him, he is aloof. The planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But he is different from space. He is differently situated. Different. Therefore, the Lord says, although they are situated on my inconceivable energy as a Supreme Person Godhead, I am aloof from them. This is the inconceivable opulence of the Lord. In the Nirukti Vedic dictionary, it is said, Yujjate nena durgateshu karyeshu. The Supreme Lord is performing inconceivably wonderful pastimes, displaying his energy. His person is full of different potent energies. And his determination is itself actual fact. This is what is that verse? Gnana Bala Kriyacha. In this way, the personality of Godhead is to be understood. We may think of doing something, but there are so many impediments. And sometimes it is not possible to do as we like. But when Krishna wants to do something, simply by his willing, everything is performed so perfectly that one cannot imagine how it is being done. The Lord explains this fact. Although he is the maintainer and sustainer of the entire material manifestation, he does not touch this material manifestation. Simply by supreme will, everything is created, everything is sustained, everything is maintained, and everything is annihilated. There is no difference between his mind and himself, as there is difference between ourselves and our present material mind. Because he is absolute spirit, simultaneously the Lord is present in everything. Yet the common man cannot understand how he is also present personally. He is different from this material manifestation, yet everything is resting on him. This is explained here as Yogam Aishwaram, the mystic power of the Supreme Personality of God. So basically the Lord is there, his energy is there. Everything in this material world rests on his energy. So basically he is aloof from it. That's what it is. So that's why Krishna here is saying it. Everything that is created does not rest in me. It rests in my energy. Basically, that's what we have understood. 9.6. Yathakashasthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But the Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive. And in that sky, the wind or air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movements of everything. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under his will. By his will, everything is being created, everything is being maintained, everything is being annihilated. Still, he is aloof from everything, as the sky is aloof from the activities of the wind. The sky is aloof, which means that sky is there, wind is doing its stuff. Sky is not bothered or it's not interfering. It's provided platform or platform for the wind to do its activities. That's it. In the Upanishads, it is stated, Yad Bhisha Vata Pavate. It is out of fear, Bhisha, of the Supreme Lord that the wind is blowing. Taittiriya Upanishad. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is stated, Etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi surya chandramasau vidhrutau tishtita etasya va aksharasya prashasane gargi dhyav apruthivyau vidhrutau tishtataha. By the supreme order, under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the moon, the sun, and the other great planets are moving by the supreme order. In the Brahma Samhita also it is stated, Etchakchure sasavita sakalagrahanam Raja samasta suramurti rashesha tejaha yasyagnaya brahmati samvrita kala chakro govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. This is a description of the movement of the sun. It is said that the sun is considered to be one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord and that it has immense potency to diffuse heat and light. Still, it is moving in its prescribed orbit by the order and the supreme will of Govinda. So it is moving in a prescribed orbit. So it means that it is moving, not that the sun is stationary. And so there are two theories, heliocentric and geocentric. Heliocentric means sun is in the center, all other planets move around the sun. Geocentric means earth is in the center, all other planets move around the earth. Bhagavatam actually says that the material world, material universe, the planets is geocentric. But normally Western philosophy believes that it is heliocentric. Still, it is moving in its prescribed orbit. So from the Vedic literature, we can find evidence that this material manifestation, which appears to us to be very wonderful and great, is under the complete control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This will be further explained in the later verses of this chapter. Okay, last verse, 9.7. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshe punastani kalpado visujamyaham. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material cosmic manifestation are completely dependent on the supreme will of the Personality of Godhead. At the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years and his one day is calculated at whatever, so many of our earthly years. His night is of the same duration. His month consists of 30 such days and nights, and his year of 12 months. After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation or annihilation takes place. This means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. Then again, when there is a need to manifest the cosmic world, it is done by his will. Bahushama. Although I am one, I shall become many. This is the Vedic aphorism. He expands himself in this material energy, and the whole conflict and cosmic manifestation again takes place. Okay, I think that's it for today. We finished 5 verses. Stop. Does a person doing akarma under 3rd class category? No. Akarma means basically bhakti. Akarma means bhakti. So anybody who is doing akarma is actually, yeah, I mean, in the sense, see, the 3rd class, 2nd, middle class, 1st class, initially when one comes in to Krishna consciousness, we are in 3rd class. And slowly and steadily we have to get understanding of Shastra. That is why we are having this training program starting this Sunday. So all of you can attend. And, when we start preaching, that is when we become 2nd class. If you are not preaching, then we remain 3rd class because our understanding will not be deep, because we are not reading wholeheartedly. When will we read wholeheartedly? When we have to tell something to somebody else, and then they're going to ask questions. So you better be prepared, right? So, and that is natural tendency. Everybody's reading improves, their understanding of philosophy improves, and then their faith also improves, because as our understanding becomes more and more clear, our faith also becomes better. And then we come to second class. But akarma means anybody who is doing bhakti is akarma. So yes, 3rd class is also akarma, 2nd class is also akarma, 1st class is also akarma. But attached, associated with different levels of faith.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody else has anything to ask? Okay. Thank you very much for joining. We'll end for today. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.